my 23F best friend, 23F, confessed she had an affair with my boyfriend, 23M. The story doesn't check out. I will try to explain the situation the best I can, even though I am myself really confused. So it all started a few months ago, when my best friend Kim started questioning the liberty, more like trust, I give to Mike. I don't make an issue of things that would normally be inappropriate for some people. I trust Mike's character and believe he will make the right choices. I also know I am the jealous type, so it is better to just let go for me and trust. I would rather he strays than behave because I am watching solely. However, Kim kept trying to imply that he could be cheating on me and that I would have no idea. Her ex cheated on her. It was in high school though, so I guess she tends to be suspicious. Now why of my boyfriend? I thought it was because she was looking out for me. She is also friends with him, so surely she knows he is not that type, right? I know anyone can cheat, but let's agree that some people are really less likely to. Mike and I have been together 3 years. He's my first and I love him very much. He is both a lover and friend to me, and our relationship is a source of happiness to me, and him too normally. Mike has never given me a reason to doubt him, never lied about serious things, just insignificant things like saying he is arriving soon at my house when really he just finished showering. Basically, the idea of him cheating is foreign to me. We had strong and clear boundaries in place. I would be mind-fucked if he did, knowing the type of person he is. But then again, most betrayed thought like me anyways. Kim had been bringing it up on and off for the last few months, and a few weeks ago when she came to stay over, she dropped the bomb on me that supposedly Mike was cheating with her. At first I felt really numb. I cried, I screamed, berated her and drove to Mike's house at 2 a.m. She had shown me texts on WhatsApp with his name, and it was very clearly cheating. They had been together for 6 months. He would meet her on Mondays to have lunch, when he told me he usually have lunch with his parents. They apparently snuck out on New Year's Eve to fool around. I did lose sight of both of them at one point at that party, but found him with his friends later. I confronted him in this hysterical state and he just looked confused. He kept denying up until the end. When I left, he was still denying everything. I don't use WhatsApp, but he used to, however, because of family problems, basically group chat issue it seems, he deleted it 2 months ago. So he had no way of proving to me he didn't cheat unless calling his parents to confirm, but at that point, judging from his reaction, I already believed he didn't cheat. But I also couldn't believe Kim would lie. She has been my best friend for years. She always had my back. I would have trusted her with my life. That night we called her. She had left shortly after her confession, in which she cried like a real culprit, and Mike confronted her, but she kept to her story. She told him to admit it, that she couldn't continue anymore, couldn't do this to me, etc. They just kept arguing, and I asked her if he ever slept at her place at one point, and she said he did on date where he was supposed to go meet his friend in a neighboring city 4 months ago. But turns out that weekend in question he was indeed supposed to go but chose to stay with me as I was having some issues. We spent that weekend together, and I really don't think he snuck out of the house at night. I also sleep while holding him tightly, and I would have felt it if he had moved. So her story didn't check out. I told her that, and she says she must have confused the dates. Apart from the texts, she has no other proof. However, she seemed really hurt that I wouldn't trust her, but there is a big hole in hers. While except from the WhatsApp being deleted, there is nothing else that is suspicious for him. His texts with her are normal basic comrade stuff and have been for a month. I can't go further up on his phone to retrieve texts. They are not deleted, it's just like that for some reason. Now Kim and I don't speak to each other anymore. Mike is beyond furious at her and I am confused. I believe my boyfriend, but I just can't wrap my head around the idea that Kim would lie like that, and for what? She is good friends with Mike too. It's not as if she disliked him. A small part of me wonders if I did not clear the wrong person, but really Mike would have to win an Oscar if he can feign innocence so well. I know my last option is for him to get his mom to confirm, but at this point I wonder if it really is necessary to drag her in our problems. There are his friends too, but as much as I trust Mike, if he really did cheat, those guys would protect him and lie until the end. I could also contact Kim and verify it's his number listed on WhatsApp, but I don't think Mike would appreciate after the scene I caused that night. He was more concerned and understanding than mad, but that's because Kim was my best friend and he could see how I would take her words for the truth. But would someone really invent months of conversations just to break a relationship? What was she doing, texting herself? Am I right to believe him? Aren't being blinded by my feelings? I know there isn't a clear question, but in this situation, what is the next step for me? Tilder, my ex best friend says my boyfriend cheated on me with her. However, her story has a glitch and my boyfriend is the perfect image of someone who was wrongly accused. What is my next step? Top/relevant comments. I don't understand what Kim's motivation would be here. By telling you, she loses both of you as friends permanently with nothing to gain. Mike, on the other hand, has a ton to lose by confessing to an affair if he's having one, so it would be in his best interest to say that Kim's lying. Occam's razor, I would trust Kim. The weekend in question was 4 months ago, and it's likely she just got the date wrong. This is what is making me hesitate. She really couldn't have gotten anything good out of it. If Mike had cheated and we broke up, he most likely would have not been with her because she spilled. Why would she lie then? Either way, I would have ended my friendship with her and he would have not been with her. Or maybe he broke his affair and she did it as a revenge. That's the only possible solution. Comment, trust, but verify. Talk to his parents about the Monday lunches. Where do they like to go? How often is it? What do they like about it? You need ideas from them because if someone in your family is looking for advice. I could do this, yes. It doesn't sit that well with me to go behind his back, but at least it will put my worries to rest. But then what happened that week? And what if he doesn't go every Monday? I can't ask his mom if he is really there every Monday without rising suspicion and make it obvious I'm doubting him. So I'm updating so I can leave this story behind and move on. Thanks for all the advices. After reading all the answers, I just decided to verify if he really does have lunch with his parents on Mondays, and ended up doing almost everything proposed. This morning I called his mom to ask if I could join them today and she was exalted. I didn't tell him I was coming and he was really happy to see me there. We had lunch at his parents' house, which is where they usually eat. In the end, I managed to verify without going behind his back and alerting his parents. At one point during lunch I said, "It's awesome how you have this Monday tradition," or something like that, and his mom just kept going on about how it was a way for them to catch up with each other. Him and his siblings, are so busy all the time, and to share some family time. She lamented the fact that his older sister often couldn't make it to their lunch because of her unpredictable schedule. I got invited to join the tradition but declined since this is their time to be with their son, and I don't want to intrude on that. Honestly, it felt really comfortable, and I felt like a part of his family, so I had a great time. Mike indeed does have lunch with them every Mondays. We decided to clear his name once and for all this afternoon, and he downloaded WhatsApp again on his phone. The last messages he exchanged with her were from 3 months ago. Maybe some got deleted automatically. They barely communicated through WhatsApp. I did not see any hole in the conversations and most were about me anyways, like, "Have you seen Mike and Vic?" She is not answering her phone, and stuff like that. On her phone there was a profile picture when she showed me the texts, but his was blank and he said he never put one. Which is weird, but that's his type. She tends to contact him first, but she just does that to everyone anyways, and there was nothing flirty, just, "Hello, hey." When we were finished he asked me if I was feeling better now and to just come to him if I have other doubts. This afternoon he reminded why I am so attached to him with his care. He didn't get defensive at any time and even left me with his phone as I was still searching, tried to GPS thing but nothing came out, when he went to buy some cake with his mom. He teased me about putting a keylogger on his phone. I feel reassured and hope Kim will stay away from us now. A part of me wonders just why did she invent this whole story? But I would rather keep this question unanswered than to bring drama into my relationship again. TLD. I had lunch with his parents who unknowingly confirmed he is there every Monday. We looked into his phone again but found nothing suspicious. I had a great time and love him even more. Kim is out of my life for good now, even though I'm curious about her motivations and feel grief over the loss of the person I thought she was. Top/relevant comments. A part of me wonders just why did she invent this whole story? Do you want to know why? She was jealous over what you have. A trusting relationship with a good guy. Somewhere in her mind it isn't fair that you have what she wants. So what better way to get it? If you are miserable, then you no longer have anything better than her, in her mind. Don't let her back into your life. She knows what she did was wrong and is probably going to be pissed when she finds out it did not work out like she thought it would. I would also talk to a few close friends and let them know why you are cutting her out before she runs off and tells everyone how horrible your BF is for screwing around on you.